All right. So we're back here on the next part of the sequel, excuse me, of the series, and we're doing the Pokemon Black and White games. Do we plan on splitting Black and White and Black and White, Black 2 and White 2 into separate videos, correct?
Yeah, because they're entirely different, you know?
True, true. Okay, so Black and White. Um, if I remember reading correctly, it was described to be kind of like a reboot to the series.
Hmm.
You know, a lot of it has the same um it has the same feel with Gen 1, right?
Yeah.
Um I loved but I really liked Black and White, like straight up. Just the opening cinematic was really cool, showing N and his like coronation,
Uh-huh.
and then like the animated sprites,
And this was
the
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 first time they
dy
had like camera angles, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was cool. Um the was it this game it was this game that they started adding dynamic camera angles.
I'm pretty sure
Like
because I think it was in trailer. You see in the bridge.
yeah, Sky Air. I forgot what it was
Yeah,
called.
but it was,
But the bridge before Castelia Town. But I think like I think the Unova decks I think you can't get any old Pokemon into the post game. I think uh what they did was like they simply try to replicate what they did with Gen 1 with like the Kanto games where it's
mhm.
only that region's game. Um you can't get any of the old ones until after you beat the champion. But in any case, uh what changes like drew you in? Like imagine like yourself remember yourself as a kid watching the trailer for Pokemon Black and White. What drew you in besides the fact that it's another Pokemon game?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I don't really like. I do know some, but as always, the main goal is like it's another Pokemon game, and I would always play it. I did, but
Mhm.
mostly it's because like it's a new series to the thing, and I think the one thing that like really drew me to want to play is the new camera angles, the new region, and in itself like the new starters that we have,
Mhm.
and also the
Yeah.
premises of the whole end thing. You know?
Right. But I mean, like we were kids back then. We didn't quite understand what was going on until
Yeah, I
maybe
just
coming
thought
back to
him
as
as a cool
teenagers.
character. You know, I didn't really think about like
Yeah.
in the deep
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
story.
And it was cool because like this is the first time I've seen in a Pokemon game where I have to fight someone else using a legendary who also has a legendary. Like as part of the main story.
Mhm.
Um, if you will. Um So I guess what drew me in was I think the biggest thing was return of the day-night cycle. I love day-night. Like I love seeing like nighttime Pokemon,
Mhm.
daytime Pokemon. I love like light dynamic lighting. Um
And I
the
think they added like
seasons.
seasons like winter, spring when you open up your
Yes,
DS.
exactly. Seasons was one of the biggest things for me. Like I remember just as a kid restarting my game at certain months just so I could see the opening cinematic in all four seasons because it changes.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. Who did you pick as your starter? Who's your go-to starter for these games? Black.
Uh,
And which one did you play?
I played both. I played
You
both.
played both.
Hmm. And
I
I did play all three, but my first one was Oshawott.
Oshawott. Yeah, I went for I think as a kid I went for Emboar, but as I got older I was like I prefer Oshawott.
Hmm.
Um, let's see. For me, it was Oshawott, Snivy, then Tepig. Um,
Yeah.
which is like I think a lot of people, and it's low key bandwagon
Uh huh.
because a lot of people like Oshawott. I mean, Oshawott's in my opinion probably the best looking. It's the cutest one. Tepig's cute, Snivy's cool,
I,
but then like
mhm.
I don't know.
I
Servine is cool.
yeah.
Servine's cool, and Duwat's cool, but Pick Knight, I don't know what went wrong there.
Yeah.
And then go ahead.
I went with Oshawott because I watched like the Japanese playthrough before the English one came out, and I said a
Oh.
Samurott a guy came out of the for Oshawott's
Oh.
final form. It's basically a samurai Pokemon, which really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, usually when you play these games, you want to invest into what is their final evolution. You know, that's why you usually
Yeah.
mostly pick them. But I did end up
Yeah.
playing with all three of them, and But I
Mhm.
still stand by. I think Oshawa is the best.
Me too. Me too. I just wish that Superior wasn't like, why does he lose? No, excuse me. Why does he lose his legs? Like, I liked the whole like
Mhm.
snake with arms and legs thing. I mean,
Mhm.
Superior has arms, but they're like really tiny and around and behind his back.
Mhm.
I don't get like
And the whole idea of
why.
him was just staying as just well, he stays as grass, which is fine. I just feel like I think Embor was the only one that had two different types when he finally got his final Evo.
Yeah,
Usually.
well, by this point, he's the third fire and fighting type
Mhm.
after Blazing and Infernape.
Mhm.
Um, but in any case, what do you think of the rivals? And
Sharon,
there are
Bianca.
three. Well, Charon, Bianca, and N.
For me, Sharon Bianca wasn't too like they weren't really like too impactful. They're just like those type of routes that come in, stop you in the fight. I didn't feel like they were too special.
hmm I
But
mean, I guess the only one who actually put up a fight was N
yeah,
and sometimes Charon.
uh-huh.
Bianca choosing the starter weakest to you, you know,
Yeah,
not not yeah, not exactly too great.
yeah, and I think the whole premises with N just being there was kind of mysterious because I think he popped up in route 2, I think, when Getsus has his own speech, and I think N went up to talk to you.
Yeah, Accumula Town. You know
Yeah.
the song with the ferret walk.
Hmm. And I think
uh,
I was very like not suspicious. I was very confused of who he was because you saw him in the opening act of the game, right? But I never did any
mhm,
research or any background information into the game, so I had no idea who
yeah.
he was.
Oh yeah. You know, uh, speaking of which, like, I think besides like the like thoroughly, or excuse me, quickly introduce other characters, I think Ed was the first one that I've seen that like had extreme overworld sprite animations,
Hmm.
like the whole like hair flip, and then like because in like the past games, what they do, they have like an exclamation point, they spin around or they hop. This one they actually do movements and they're tiny sprites, and I like that. That was cool. They were dynamic.
Hmm.
Um, and the camera angles uh was actually really cool. Like just starting off because like you go on a hill or something and it's like whoa, it like zooms out or pans out or something like that.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Heck, even like the starting route, even though it was just a straight line, I loved like just with the different seasons. Fall, you see like autumn leaves, you have, and then like in spring you see like cherry blossoms, and then snow, and then just summer like just regular green.
Yeah,
So I really liked that. It was really pretty to look at.
yeah. Even the
Uh,
little details, it just it's really feels really nice because I
mhm.
would like turn on my DS, be like, it intros like, hey, fall season. You'll see leaves falling down or something
Oh,
like
I
that.
forgot about that. I forgot. That's right. You start up and they'll tell you what season it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And me being a little kid, not eight. I was when did it come out? Like 2010, 11. I think I
10,
was like
10.
10. 2010. Okay, yeah, I was like 10 at the time. And I freaking like changed the date on the DS, so then it would be a certain season, so I can play the game during a certain season.
Mhm.
Um, in any case, did you uh this is just like a question, but were you the type to talk to all the NPCs as a kid?
Yes, because I feel because I talk just because like I feel like rarely you get an item out of them,
Hmm
even if they don't look impactful or special. I just talk
Yeah.
to them.
And like the reason I brought that up is because you move past Accumula Town and you reach Starleton City, home of the first gym, and in the Dream Graveyard you get a free monkey that's strong against whatever your starter is weak to, right? And since you chose Oshawott, you would get a Panseer from that one person.
Hmm.
For me, who chose Tepig as a kid, I would get a Pansage, Um, so like talking to the NPCs. But I remember as a kid, like I didn't know you could get that monkey until like a later playthrough. I was like, oh, uh, I didn't know you could get that. So I basically brute forced and over leveled my starter to beat that first gym.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then uh, did you know that they actually changed the EXP system in Gen 5?
Did they?
They
Like,
did. So let me give you a short summary. Basically, um, the amount of EXP you earn is determined not by just the level of the Pokemon you're fighting, but by your own level. So you get more level. So let's say, like the route before that, I think the highest level Pokemon you can like fight is like level 7 to 9, something like that. So let's just say 7 was the max. Let's say you're training a level 3 Pokemon. You would get more experience beating that level 7, say Lillipup, with your level 3 versus if you were level 10. It's kind of like a curve. Think of it like a curve on a graph. It's like up, 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 and then it plateaus, and then it goes back down. So, yeah. So think of it like you get like 70 when you're level 3 per battle against the same Pokemon, but then it goes down to maybe 30 when you're at like level 10 or 11, right? The best way to, I remember, the train was to Shaking Grass, Audino's.
Oh yeah, they give you like double the amount of XP or something.
Dude, they gave a lot. They gave like
A crap ton. I remember
it was like over 1,000, and
Yeah.
over 1,000 early game is insane.
Yeah.
And they weren't that hard to beat either.
Yeah, they're normal types, right? You can use a fighting move and just get out of the way.
Yep. Oh yeah, but the Shaking Grass, that one was cool. Like I liked that, where you can get rare Pokemon by just kind of waiting around until it shows up. I thought that was a cool mechanic.
Yeah.
You know what else was a cool mechanic? Double Pokemon in the grass. Like they had double wild Pokemon, but that was when you were with someone. But in Black and White, if you go into the dark grass, you have a chance of encountering 2 Pokemon. You know?
Didn't they also have like rotational battles when you throw 3 Pokemon?
Rotational battles, yeah, rotational battles, triple battles. Another thing was they have doctor and nurse NPCs that if you beat them, they'll heal your Pokemon. So that was really good for training, because like if you just want to stay in the area, you don't have to travel all the way back to like a Pokemon Center to heal.
That was
really
cool.
convenient. Let's see, what other mechanics did they have?
The camera, I can only think of like camera angles when they incorporated like was that watch thing when you were talking to your friends, you can actually see them, the bottom portion.
Oh yeah, the I don't know what it was called.
I don't know what it's called, but you like in the beginning when you were talking, you can see like their picture at the bottom.
Yeah. Like it's like you could do like they took away the Nintendo Wi-Fi Club thing, like in the Pokemon Center, but they put it onto like that little watch of yours. And I think you connect by like using infrared. I remember that a lot as well. Let's see. Oh, how could I brush over this? Moving sprites during battle. How could I forget about that?
Oh.
How did we forget about that? That was the biggest thing for me watching the trailer as a kid, was seeing Pokemon move. In Gen 4 and Gen like 3 and Gen 2 as well, they'll like come out and they'll do like a little animation and then they'll stay still for the rest of the battle. But
yeah, I can't forget that too. I think it's just so much normal now that you expect them to move, but you didn't realize it didn't happen until like Gen 5 or something.
Now that we're in like 3D models, like they kind of move, although some of them are really lifeless. But in Gen 5, I felt like almost every Pokemon was like full of life.
Yeah, I think even when you fight in the beginning, they did move sometimes. I think the one I noticed the most moving was like when in the first route, when I caught a Lillipup, he was just jumping a little bit.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Hey, Win, could you pause recording for a second?
There you go.
Yeah, so I remember one thing was that they really went ham with like the cutscenes in this one. Like, you remember when Zekrom or Reshiram first appeared at Dragon Spiral Tower,
Yes.
and ends like, yeah, look at my dragon, boy.
Yeah.
And then in that final battle against him, in his castle, uh, Reshiram or Zekrom just like bursts through
The wall.
the wall, just like, what's up?
Oh
And
yeah.
then right after that, the stone reacts, and then the counterpart pops out and just like roll, huge burst of energy.
Yeah, and it was really cool that we can actually. But we had to catch the one of our games, and we can fight the other one because N had it.
Right. I mean, it was they literally made it like you literally can't fail
Yeah.
catching it. Like you have to have it on your team for the fight.
And
It's
I
symbolic or
think it was a
whatever.
lot easier to catch too, wasn't it?
Oh, it's way easier. Like you didn't even need to use a master. I used a quick ball. Hell, I think I spammed Pokeballs without even touching it once.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that easy.
Mhm.
And somehow you were able to access it from like the PC, and it's like, all right, which one do you want to move? I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
you can just do that. Okay, sure, why not?
Yeah, it was
Uh,
easy.
but let's see. Um, you know, I think Gen 5 was one of the first gens to be really innovative with moves. Do you remember the pledge moves? Like fire pledge, water pledge,
Oh
grass
yes, I
pledge?
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you use those in conjunction. I thought that was cool. It was like fire pledge and grass pledge do like this like fire like tornado. Um, water and grass did like the swamp effect,
Mm-hmm.
and I think uh fire and water does like this steam effect. And I thought that was cool, like combo moves, and it like boosts the power of it. Um, and then also fusion flare and fusion bolt.
That was
If
dope. Like he got
that
up
was
and
cool.
like it was
That's
a
right.
ball. Yeah.
It was like if the other one was used during battle, then this move gets powered up. And I'm like, okay, they literally made that just for that fight,
Uh-huh.
but it was still cool. It was still cool to see.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. What was it? What I really liked that they put into the game was, I think people don't talk about enough, but the characters themselves. Not
Yeah.
the
Oh,
side,
like
but
the plot?
mostly yeah, the characters,
The plot.
Team Plasma, and like
Mhm.
was it Gets as the leader, right?
Well, N's the leader, but
Uh-huh.
like gets like the true mastermind, if you will.
Mm-hmm. I think they're overlooked a lot, especially because if you only watch anime, I don't think they were that good in the anime, but in the games they were so much better. Like the plot that drives them forward, and like the whole like wanting to free Pokemon as their main objective.
Right. And heck, even like the side, the side plots, the underlying plot. For example, Bianca, it
Mhm.
was like trying to convince her dad. It took Elisa, the Force Gym leader, to convince her dad, like, yeah, the only way they can grow is if you let them have independence. You know,
Mhm.
they're going to get hurt. They're gonna feel all these things, but if they keep pushing forward, like that's how they grow as a person. You doing this, trying to bring her home, is only going to restrict her growth. You need to let her explore the world. And then Charon's like, I think like Charon became kind of like a minor dick,
Uh-huh.
because he was like, what's the true meaning of like strength and power? It was
Yeah.
like, because I think like Alder said something to him, and it like struck his heart because he had like a pretty black and white
Mhm.
black and white view of what it means to be a strong, powerful trainer. And you know, it just defaulted to like bond, you know, connection and stuff, which is all fine enough. You know, it's a Pokemon game. That's fine. That's acceptable.
Right.
But and then you know, and
Mhm.
End isn't evil.
He's not.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like everyone knows it, but like the whole point of Black and White, at its core, is a reference to the clash of ideals,
Mhm.
clash of truth versus ideals. Which one will reign superior over the other? And depending on which game, it's truth over ideals or ideals over truth. In any case, both of them clash. N isn't evil. He was manipulated. He really only wanted what's best for Pokemon, and you know it made people think like we're um as trainers in the Pokemon world, we're taking these Pokemon from their homes, their families, and forcing them to fight for glory, for money, for whatever reason, keeping them as pets and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I'm not trying to go on like an animal right kind of like tangent, but like it really does make you think because like it's all fun and games, but like by exploring that theme, you're thinking you question it yourself. Like, am I really worth fighting for the? Am I fighting for the right cause, right?
Mhm.
And some NPCs think about that too, but then they come to resolve uh that and like I said before, had a very black and white view of how the world works. He was surprised to see that your Pokemon enjoyed being with you, by your side, and fighting for you. And
Yeah.
so, and a lot of people, like in Team Plasma, were following that idea with their king. But some of them simply just wanted to steal Pokemon from other people.
Mhm.
Like that's what they did. Um, but yeah, I think Gen 5 has definitely one of the better plots of Pokemon
Yeah.
game. In a series that
Mhm.
isn't there for its plot.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
did a pretty good job. It's nothing revolutionary, but
Uh-huh.
for Pokemon, it's
It's
top
different.
tier.
Yeah.
It's different and it's top tier, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think my only problem with the game is it's too linear, if you know what I
Oh
mean.
yeah. Yeah, there's only one path you can go.
Mhm.
You have to stay on it. Half the region's freaking locked until
Yeah.
the post game. But I will make a counterpoint to that.
Mhm.
Even though it was linear, the routes were dynamic. You can explore. You had a lot of freedom on the routes,
Mhm.
despite them being linear. You had these caves, waterfalls, forests, like
And
all these like
with
side.
the addition of the new camera angles too, it makes it really a lot better.
Exactly, exactly. So that's why I didn't care too much about the linearity
Mhm.
of it. Um,
I think what drew me into the game was probably not just the camera angles, but like the new Team Plasma thing. Like I think like before, I never really did any research behind it. I didn't really watch the anime, so I
right.
just went in blind. So just like seeing the Team Plasma and then N as a guy, I didn't know who the hell he was. I didn't know he
Mhm.
was supposed to be your rival, or is he just like some type of final boss you have to defeat? You know?
Yeah, and like he reveals halfway through
Hmm.
the uh the story that
Right.
he's the leader of the antagonists.
Yeah,
And
and as you play the game, you don't think about it much as you're younger, because I think maybe
mhm,
right when you're 10. But the when he talks, right, he talks about truth and how Pokemon should have freedom and all that, and use that as
mhm.
like,
Or ideals depending
yeah,
on which game.
yeah,
But
yeah. And you don't think about that much because you're young, you don't really care for much. But now as
mhm,
you get old and you replay the game, you try to kind of think more, feel more for what he says.
yeah. And it's funny that you bring that up. Is that like an antagonist is simply an imposing force to the protagonist,
Mm-hmm.
but that doesn't mean they're evil,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we like we knew N was bad, quote unquote, in our eyes, but
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't. He was the bad guy, but that doesn't mean he was a bad guy. He wasn't evil, unlike his adopted father Getsus. Getsus was
Yeah.
like, "You ruined my plans. I was gonna become king of Unova, or whatever, X, Y, and Z,
Mm-hmm.
world domination. I don't know. Getsus is just
Yeah.
being the way he is. But in any case, uh, do you let's let's you ready to rate the gym leaders, the Elite Four, and the champion?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So first gym leader, Cress, Silent, and Chili. So
They're pretty easy because you get
uh
the monkeys right away.
right, if you don't get the monkeys,
Gotta be
they're actually pretty tough if you
Yeah.
don't
If you don't get the
if you don't
monkeys.
over yeah, without over leveling
Mhm.
and just fighting. But with the monkeys, they're a
Mhm.
breeze.
Yeah.
What's funny is that they're all vegetables.
Yeah.
Chili, Silent, like cilantro,
Uh-huh.
and then cress, like watercress.
Yeah.
Uh,
That makes sense, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I mean the gym's a restaurant,
Mhm.
to be fair. Um,
Yeah.
so there's that. I would give. They're basically clones of each other. So, with the monkey, they're like a 3.
Yeah.
Without the monkey, a 4, 4
Or
or 5.
yeah, they're not too hard. You're still,
They're not
even if
too.
you don't have the monkey, you still should be pretty prepared.
Hmm. The next one is Lenora. Lenora's actually tough. I've actually lost a few
Yes,
times
I
to
actually
Lenora
have too, because she was the
because
normal
of
type, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, she was
I
the
had to
normal
actually
type.
go and get like a sock or something because I didn't have a fighting type.
Yeah, a sock or a throw. I
Yeah,
needed a fighting type. Especially that uh
herd.
workup was scary.
Yeah, for herder,
Like
that shit was rough.
that shit hurt. And then so it used workup and then it had stab takedown.
Hmm.
And then you take a herder and then you have uh that Wachog
Uh-huh.
with retaliate. You know what retaliate does, right?
Yeah, like doubles or something. The damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so the damage increases for each fallen ally.
yeah, that's.
So and so I'm like, oh man.
Mhm,
I like there are times where like she wept my team.
mhm.
Um
She's tough.
and it is tough. You just better come prepared for that fight because it's not impossible, it's definitely difficult. I give her just based on that point in the game
Hmm.
with and no over leveling, I
Uh-huh.
give her like a 8, bro.
Yeah, same.
7 or 8. Like it's pretty tough. Um,
I would say super tough. If I didn't have a sock, I probably wouldn't have finished a long time ago.
yeah, like I didn't like without over leveling is like
Hmm.
over leveling. You can win any fight by over leveling.
Yeah.
It's just like by that point in the game where you're just you don't want to spend hours grinding. You just kind of move on,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 or 8 is a good one.
Mhm.
Next one is Bird, the painter guy with the
Oh,
the honey gem.
honestly, to me,
Remember
I give it like
that? It
a
was
3, a 4, because at that moment, right, even though you might not have like an embo, what's it, Tempeg or something, or the evolution of
yeah,
it, you'll have like
pig, yeah.
a P-Dove, or
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, or like a Tranquil, the evolution of it, and you'll be fine.
Mhm.
He's not that hard,
Really
to be
fun.
honest.
It's really not that bad. Even then, like you could go and catch a Dwebble and use like a
Yeah.
rock type attack, or a Roggenrola, or a
Mhm.
board or Boldor. Like it, just a rock type move. It just absolutely destroys it. Um, well, partially just because Levan is also part grass type, but yeah, it wasn't really that bad. Four max. Otherwise, like if you had Embor or excuse me, Pig Knight, it's like a 2.
Mhm.
He's really
Yeah,
not.
it's not that hard.
Heck, actually, in the Pinwheel Forest, if you spend time, you can actually get all 3 monkeys through the
Mhm.
Shaking Grass.
Yeah.
So there's that. Next is Elisa. Or, yeah,
Ooh,
that Emolga
that
with
Emolga
Volt
is
Switch
fucking hurts.
sucks. Dude, Emolga and Zeb Striker.
Hmm.
Zeb Striker, like, I think let's see, the level cap 29. Like that was
That was
that was rough.
Mhm.
I'll give it like a 5 or 6.
5 or
Just
6,
'cause
same. I think at that time, I think I had like a girder or something, but no, nothing is
oh,
really super
girder.
effective. At least I don't think I had it.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, I guess the best way I did it was I think I evolved my Sandow to a Croc, but that took a
Mhm.
lot of training.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's next? Clay? Eh, Clay wasn't really that hard. Clay's like a 4, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
The only real like threat is probably Excadrill,
Yeah.
but you have a water type. You can have a water type by that
And our
point.
grass type
Fighting
for that Palpitoad, because he's
or a
technically,
grass type.
yeah,
Oh yeah, and
Palpitoad's
it's 4
like
times
grass.
weak.
Mhm.
4
Yeah,
times
he's not
weak.
that hard. Give it like a
Mhm.
3 or 2. You'll be fine.
Next is Skyla. So okay, Skyla, I give her mid like a 5.
Mhm.
She can be tough, but she's really not that bad in my opinion.
Yeah,
Because like
yeah.
you just bring electric type.
Like your trap or anybody has like Rock Slide or something, you're pretty much
Oh
fine.
yeah, yeah, or Smackdown or something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, after that, Bryson. Bryson's not that bad. Ice types are really weak in terms of
Yeah.
defensive power. They're good offensively,
Hmm.
but defensively they're not they're not.
I think I used my Conqueror to sweep that team, to be honest.
Yeah, Bryson. Now Drayden. So Drayden slash Iris, but they have the same team.
Hmm.
In any case, they weren't so bad. I mean, that Haxorus can do a number on you.
Hmm.
But it's even then it's not even that bad. I'd give Drayden like a 5, mid 5-6.
Yeah, mid 5-6. I think I at that time I also have a Haxorus of my own. I think.
Yeah, that's why you can catch Axio in the Mistralton Cave, I think it was.
Yeah, before you get into the gym to the next
Mhm.
place, so it could be fun.
Exactly.
I would say though, Drayden's gym was really cool with the little map thing where you had the dragon head spinning around for you to get to the gym leader.
Oh yeah, that
dope.
was cool. But it took forever to do.
It did. It took forever.
Dude, like I remember just you would spend like 15 to 20 minutes in there. And it's like sometimes I was under level, so the battles take forever to get through. So
Yeah,
um
but that's only in black though. Like I think in black was only Drayden. I think if you go white, you have Iris.
right. And
Yeah.
I mean
But they still have the
they're
same Pokemon, so it wouldn't really
same
matter.
Pokemon. Same thing. Same gym layout. Let's see. So then we have the Elite Four. So the Elite Four in this one, I think it's the first one where you can actually choose which ones you want to fight, and they kind of
Yeah.
just kept that theme going forward.
Hmm.
So let's see, you have uh let's just go left to right. Sean Paul.
She
And
was.
I don't
Uh-huh.
yeah, I don't get why they have like only a few Pokemon.
They have
Like
like
what,
4
four?
each. Yeah.
4. And then I think in the rematch, they still have 4 or
Yeah.
5.
No, in the rematch they have full.
Do they have?
Yeah,
Oh,
full
that's
team.
right.
Full team
They
like
do have a
level
full team.
70, I think, or 60.
No, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Although I just didn't like the first time around. Only 4.
Yeah.
But in any case, Chantal. The one that gave me the most trouble with Chantal was probably that Cofagrigus because it was a little
Yeah.
bit tanky. But other than that, what?
Yeah, pretty much everybody else is pretty good. Because Chandelier, Surf Away, Golix,
Mhm.
Surf Away, yeah.
Surf away. Jellicent just use a grass move
Yeah.
or electric move. It's. I will say Jellicent did give some trouble as well because it's still especially defensive.
Mhm.
But even then,
Yeah. It's like I give it a 4 just because Coscovicus would take me a little while.
yeah, and plus it get toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say 4 or 5.
Yep.
Or, yeah, closer to 4. You're right. Next is Grimsley. Grimsley
Hammer Arm.
is Hammer Arm, Flamethrower for the Bishop.
Yeah.
Honestly, Grimsley was probably the weakest one.
Pretty much, obviously. I give him a 4, maybe a 3, just as low as Chantal.
3
to
to
be
4,
honest.
yeah. Lower than Chantal. Next is Caitlyn. I think Caitlyn's the toughest.
Yeah,
Just because Sigalith was rough.
Mhm.
Renuculus?
Yeah.
Oh god.
And
That
Musharma
one.
was thick. Like the defense.
Yeah,
was thick.
Musharna.
Yeah.
I forgot what her last Pokemon was.
Gothlight. Gothly.
Oh, Gothitelle.
Yeah.
That's yeah, Gothitelle can hit by like a truck if you you get those combines off.
Yeah.
And it was part normal type, so it had an immunity to ghost type, which was kind of scary.
I give her a 6 to be honest. She did give me a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Okay, I can agree with that. I'll give her a 5, 6, not too bad.
Yeah, I think it's just that Musharma because the Musharma do yawn me first, and then she would just recover.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that was annoying. Yeah. Last up is Marshall. He had both Sock and Throw, as well as a Conkeldurr.
And a Mienshao.
Oh, Mienshao. Mienshao was hilarious because it always used high jump kick
and would miss and lose half his HP.
It lose half his HP. I'm like, oh, okay, one shot.
To be fair, yeah.
Conkeldurr was probably the one that gave the most trouble.
Just because he's thick.
Although Sock and Throw did have Sturdy, and that was annoying.
But I didn't have too much trouble with him. After you take down Sock and Conqueror, Mienshao, you just gotta make sure the high jump kick doesn't hit.
I'd give him like, I'll give him like a 4 to 5.
4 to 5. He wasn't
Probably about as tough as Chantal.
Mm-hmm.
Last up is what was it? Well, technically the first one is N because he defeats Alder.
Yeah.
So the N fight and the let's grade the N fight and the Getsus fights because those are end game fights.
Mhm.
So the N fight wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Like you could probably use Reshiram's or Zekrom to get through like half of the team at the very least. And by this point, hopefully your team is mostly trained.
Yeah.
So that fight N in that final battle,
Like
probably a 6.
it's a 6 to 7.
Hmm.
Then I think
Uh-oh.
after you beat N, Gessis comes in, right?
Gets his the hacker, excuse me, with the level 55.
The Hydrogon, Hydrogator.
Yeah,
The 3
Hydreigon.
looking Hydronoids.
Yeah. I'm just like, or it was 55, 56, something like
Yeah.
that.
I'm like, what the
Either
hell?
way, he's a cheater because you don't get Hydreigon until
To like post.
level 64,
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
which is ridiculous, but I digress. Hydreigon, God, his team as a whole, like, Getsus was rough to fight against. Like, I'd give Getsus like a 7 to 8.
Yeah,
Like,
I say 7.5 because the Hydrogadon, or at the end, he would use Dragon Pulse.
Yeah, Hydreigon,
Oh my
Dragon
guys.
Pulse, and Dragon Rage,
Mhm.
and it was fast. It's a pseudo legendary.
Yeah.
So it's by default it's pretty tough. Yeah. And then we'll do the actual champion of the region, Alder. Let's see. Alder's team was, if I remember, it was a Selgor, Excavalier, Buffalant, Volcarona. I'm missing two of them. But in any case, yeah, I didn't really struggle with Alder that much.
Yeah, Alder he wasn't really.
He really wasn't that bad. Like Alder's like I wouldn't say he was a pushover, you know, especially being in like in the 70s with his ace being Volcarona, but like
Surf that thing. But yeah, he was
Surf, but like
too
overall, Alder's like a 6-7
Yeah.
champion, which is tougher than others.
But not
But
nothing too
yeah.
special, to be honest.
No.
Yeah. What do you give the game as a whole, though?
Black and White as a whole? A solid 8.5.
Really? Okay. I gave it an 8 just because I just felt it was too linear, you know? I just feel like if they incorporate, like, everything was fine. I think if it was a little bit more less linear, I would have probably given it a lot higher. But they did a really good job adding the new camera angles and all that.
Oh yeah, and I actually really like the different trainer classes that they added, and like the new like areas that were like super mysterious, and it's too bad they didn't really flesh out some of them. But remember when we thought Volcarona was a legendary?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
level 70 in the Relic Castle, but then you get the egg for Larvesta.
Yeah.
But then you had the three musketeers, I guess, you know, Cambalian, Terrakian, and Ryzian. You can get all of those.
Yeah.
They weren't anything special in my opinion. I think the best one is probably Cambalian.
Yeah.
That steel fighting technique is really nice, actually. And then you have let's see. I guess the mythicals, huh? Or am I missing any legendaries? I got all the legendaries, right?
I think you're good. I think
the rest of them are mythical.
Yeah.
So Meloetta.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the genies.
Yeah.
Thundurus.
Honestly, I didn't think they were too special, to be fair.
No, you know what they should have done? They should have made the Therian form, you know, the one where you use the mirror to change their form. They should have made that their actual form. That would make them like that would make them look cooler. Because Tornadus, Thundurus, and Lanners, remember they have like an alternative form, the Therian form. Thundurus is like a bird. Tornadus is like punchy dude, and then
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called, but Lander is just like a tiger. I thought that
Yeah.
was cool.
Mhm.
Um, and then you have the mythical Pokemon, Genesect, which uh it's cool and all, like and it's fast. It's just that 4 times weakness of fire
Mhm.
really really hurts. Meloetta, I mean, I guess it was cool to see it like change form from into like relic form, but I didn't
Mhm.
really think much about Meloetta.
Yeah.
Keldeo, it's I forgot what the other I forgot what the other form was called, but the other Keldeo form, it's all right. I mean, I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Um, but I think Gen 5 it introduced a lot of Pokemon that
Mhm.
could have been categorized as legendary, but or
Yeah.
mythicals. Um, they had a lot of solid Pokemon,
Yeah.
like straight up. Zoroark's really cool. Um, Krookodile is really cool. Uh, Volcarona's cool. Um, actually, actually, there were some Pokemon that like, even though I didn't really like think much about, they're actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Um, Durant is actually a solid Pokemon. It's just that 4 times weakness to fire sucks, but Durant is actually pretty solid. Druddigon with rough skin. I actually used the Druddigon in one run
Mhm.
because I was too lazy to get a hatch.
Mhm.
Um, what was your favorite Gen 5 Pokemon?
My favorite Gen 5 Pokemon was Samurott, to be honest. I didn't really
Samurai.
have too much of the. Oh no no
Okay, how
no no!
about
It was Haxorus.
Haxorus? Okay, let's see.
Right.
I actually really liked, um, God, for some reason, I really liked Chandelure. Like, I love the liquid line, the little candle was super cute, and then the lamp dance around was all cool, and then Chandelure. I don't know why, I just like the freaking ghost candle, but I really like Chandelure a lot, actually.
Mhm.
Um, like that's my favorite non-starter, non-legendary slash mythical.
Okay.
Um, and I'm glad they gave me a Dust Stone in the
Yeah.
game so I could evolve Lampent to Chandelure. I was gonna be so sad because I saw like Chandelure against Chantal and I made it my mission to get a Chandelure on my team in my next playthrough.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. You know, like all the post game areas and like just the differences between black and white. You know, Opelusive City,
Mhm.
black is all that like future techie.
Yeah.
But in white, it's like an old, like traditional town.
Mhm.
You remember that? I
Yeah.
remember like playing alongside my brother and
Mhm.
looking at his game. I was like, "Huh, yours look different compared to mine." And we are like,
It
"Wow,
was
that's
really
really
cool that they have
cool."
those exclusive things for each different games.
Hmm. Oh, do you know what took camera angles in those games to the extreme? White Forest and Black City.
Oh, I know what you mean. Oh, I know what
Dude,
you mean. I know what you mean.
dude, Black City was like the skyscrapers and like everything, and then White Forest was like the huge trees with like the white flowers and leaves. Um, actually, I remember my favorite thing as a kid, like my favorite game mechanic was the Entralink.
Mhm.
Do you remember the Entralink?
I.
It was like the sleeping world. Let me see.
Uh, yeah, I think.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I forgot what the purpose of it was. Give me one moment to pull it up. It says here, the Entralink. What's the purpose? Features. Allows to catch Pokemon in the dream world.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right. You can do all these missions, and you can connect to another player's world via the Sea Gear. You can fight and battle. And you can actually catch Pokemon that you typically can't catch on your save file by connecting with another player. I thought that was
Oh,
really
that was really
cool.
cool. Yeah.
And plus, like whenever you use the Entralink, you'll turn into like the one of the NPC models of your choice.
Hmm. Oh yeah, that's really cool.
Mhm. Uh, yeah. Let's see.
I,
But going back on
mhm,
Black City and White Forest, dude, that again, that camera I wish they did more with it.
mhm,
There wasn't really much to do there in those games, but man, was it a sight to behold.
right. It was really cool.
Hmm.
I think closing it off is like I think I still stick with my opinion even after the discussion. Like I think the game is a little bit too linear. I do love the new
Hmm.
add-ons that they made though. Like N was amazing. Like Gessis, the whole Team Plasma goal thing. It's
Right,
awesome.
right.
I just really wish they I wish they kind of wish they would dive more into it though. I think it was too short. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And, like a lot of the stuff, like just as a closing remark for myself, um, I think they fixed a lot of the issues Black and White had in the sequels.
Yeah.
They fixed quite a bit, in my opinion.
Hmm. Like I think when you play the game and to watching the anime, you see Team Plasma as such a bigger threat in the game
Hmm.
than I do. And I like the new concept of the goals and being a special character. I actually grew
Right.
attached to N, you know. I kind of was kind of sad when he actually left.
I mean, yeah, dude, that theme song when
Mhm.
he well, it's literally called
The,
"Ends Goodbye."
the
Bro, Gen 5 had some
you know the
bops.
emotion.
Oh, Emotion, Unwavering Emotions.
There's
That
a
one was really
that
sad.
was really
That was
cool.
probably my favorite theme. Ends Goodbye. The ending theme for Pokemon
Hmm.
Black and White. That was super hype.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't think they did anything wrong with the game. Like everything was cool. I just think like I said, the only down part I think was just too linear, a little bit too easy. You know?
well, I wouldn't say it was that easy, but
Yeah,
it was definitely.
linear. It's
Uh,
definitely linear.
yeah, I mean, personally, I didn't really have that much problem with the linearity.
Hmm.
I can excuse it just because how much fun I had exploring every route.
Hmm.
Like it would take ages for me to get to the next city. I would spend so much time exploring, and I love that.
Yeah.
Um, but you have anything else to say about
The game?
Black?
No, not really. I think closing off, I was like, I really enjoyed the game. I played it
Mhm.
like a bazillion times, and
Oh
each
yeah,
time I played, I just admire more the new features. You know, especially being a 10-year-old
yeah.
kid or something. And
Mhm.
then on the DS, like having camera angles turn before like 3DS and stuff like that.
Oh
It's
yeah,
really cool. What about yourself?
exactly. Like I will say, Gen 5 did not deserve a lot of the hate it got when it was first released.
Hmm.
I remember it was a whole bunch of you know what the boomer
Oh
equivalent to
yeah, like
like,
something
Gen
just
1er,
uh-huh.
Gen 1er. Look, Gen 5 was amazing.
Uh-huh.
I don't care if it's not your favorite. They revolutionized a lot of the things
Hmm.
and added a whole bunch of cool features. So like
Hmm.
it sucks that like I think Gen 5 has like one of the lowest sales just because of like all the flack they were getting from Gen 1 people. I'm just
Yeah.
pissed off. Come on.
It really sucks
Um,
because the game was really cool and it
right.
added really good new things.
Hmm. And like I'm glad people are retrospectively like appreciating the game
Mhm.
straight up. Like getting older and like, looking back at it, I wish I appreciated it more as
Same,
well.
dude. Like after like once talking about this video, like I just started thinking back more like I should have appreciated the camera angles a lot more and like the new features they added. Because you don't really think about
Mhm.
that when you play, you just play.
You just play.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. I'm good.
Same here.